Hi, I'm Rushikaa, and I just got done with my IIM Trichy interview. I didn't apply for PGPM in Trichy. I had applied for Trichy HR. So it didn't happen through the CAP process. It happened separately on its own. So the interview was online. How did the interview go? I really can't like put my finger at a point and say my interview was good or bad. So I'll tell you the interview experience, and it's up to you to decide. So I'll just jot down the course of the interview, what I was asked, and how it went. Hope it helps people who are taking HR interviews. Also, again, because there is very less information about HR interviews and what is asked in an IM 3 HR interview. So to give a small background about myself, I am in my final year. I am a civil engineer and I'm a fresher. There was no formal tell me about yourself, introduce yourself question. The first question I got asked was what were the other colleges that you've gotten calls from? And I said, Sir Rohtak, Trichy, and Kozhikode. So this was asked by P1, and then P2 proceeded to ask, so if you get Kozhikode, you wouldn't be converting Trichy, right? Why would you want to come to Trichy? And for which I smiled, and then I said, sir, I've spoken to the alumni, and Trichy is closer to home because I'm from Chennai. And I've looked into the curriculum of Trichy, I've looked into the curriculum of IIM Trichy HR, and there were labor laws, and there's like a holistic view of a little bit of general MBA and a lot that dwells into HR specialization. And so I want IIM Trichy. And P1 was like, so then if you don't want to go to Kozhikode, why do you apply at all? I was locked in that question, but I answered, so probably for the same reason everyone who applies for A, B, C, K, or like the top colleges apply for it. And his next follow-up question was, okay, let's say you get Kozhikode. Why do you think I'd believe you if you tell me you'd come to Trichy? For which I really didn't like. There is no convincing answer to that question, right? So I guess I just smiled it off, and they moved on to that question. Okay, moving on, I submitted a certificate in my resume, which was for an intercollegiate debate that I took part in second year, and it said best speaker SSN, and that debate was between two colleges, and I was representing my college. It happened during like the COVID time, so it was online, and the topic of debate was communism versus capitalism. And our team chose to speak for the communist ideology. I was grilled about questions regarding communism, and mind it, I didn't know answers to like half the questions they'd asked. They were mentioning communist leaders that I had the least idea about. They asked where did communism originate, and I said the Soviet Union, Russia. And then there were questions about what is the the book of communism, which now I recall is the Communist Manifesto. And there were questions regarding two other communist leaders that I can't recollect right now. And I was asked where do they belong to. Um, I feel like that was like that topic caught me off. The second they went into communism, I'm like, okay, done. This is not going too good because I wasn't very into politics or socio-political issues as such. And then I was asked, you spoke in a debate about communism. Shouldn't you be aware of everything about the topic? And I said, sir, we don't get to choose the topics that we debate about. We get to choose a side that we debate for. And I personally am not very much into reading about communism or socio-political ideologies or much of politics in general. So that was just for the debate, and it is not something I personally enjoy doing. And then that was gotten done with. And then moving on, I was asked who's the Vice President of India, and I said Jagdeep Dhankar. And he was like, where's the salutation? So I said, sorry, sir, it's Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji. And then I was asked who's the Governor of Tamil Nadu, and I said Shri R.N. Ravi, sir. And then I was asked how many districts does Tamil Nadu have? And I answered it right this time. I said 38 districts, sir. And then I was asked, where are you from? I said, I'm from Chennai. And then they asked me to name the, few neighboring districts of Chennai. So I said Tiruvallur, Chengalpattu, and I think the other one was, I said Tiruvallur, Chengalpattu, and Vellore. Yeah, I said Tiruvallur, Chengalpattu, and Vellore, and they were fine with their answer. Following that, I had some beautiful lockup questions that I was asked that just made me think why I never thought of someone asking me such questions. So after I mentioned about that, I was asked the question of if I want to sit for placements, and I said no, sir. I would I would like to come back to my company, use my HR degree and help my company grow. The first question that I got asked was, if you're not going to sit for placements in an MBA interview, MBA is not cheap, MBA is costly. Why do you want to do an MBA in the first place? Why can't you just put in the investment of 25 lakhs in an MBA instead of in an MBA, put it in your company, watch your company grow, take care of your company. And for which I answered, sir, and down the lane 5 or 10 years, to take a break then and to do an MBA would I feel would cost a lot. For which I was asked, then do an executive MBA, for which I didn't have an answer, so I smiled. And the other question that so following up the placement question, I was asked, if you do want to get placed, what job would you want to be a part of? And I said, it's a HR consulting. And the obvious question was put up, what is HR consulting? I gave them the definition of HR consulting, and I just studied a bit about HR consulting and what HR consultants do. So I gave them that answer. And they asked me, so what company do you want to be a part of? I looked through the IIM Trichy brochure, and there was Ramco and Shobha Reality, which one, Ramco is a raw materials manufacturing company, and Shobha Reality is a real estate company. And I said, sir, I probably love to be a part of those companies because it also aligns with my BE degree. So it's like a win-win situation for me. And I was asked, so how's the growth in the company? Do you know how your roles are going to grow in the company? And I said, no, sir, I don't know the ground reality of what, why, and how HR consulting works. And I feel like if I do take a decision right now, it would be uninformed decisions, and that doing an MBA would give me so much more perspective about the kind of work I'll be doing and where to be a part of. So I feel like it's too early for me to answer the question. So that was done with. After that, I was asked about my company, and I was asked what would happen to my company and how would my company run if I was gone away for 2 years, and for which I said there's a mechanism in place that runs the company for itself, and I just need to supervise for 2 years, and then I can come put my foot down and say this is what I'm going to do, and change the system where it incorporates me also. Towards the end of the interview, I was asked, you said about some system that's in play. Tell me what that system is. And I said, sir, my mom and my auditor take care of the finance for now. We have technical engineers, we have structural engineers, we have designers, and we have architects. The technical engineers, make the plan and give it to the supervisors, and each supervisor is given 2 projects to execute and take care of. And the technical engineers supervise the supervisors, and the engineers are instructed by the structural designers if their model and if their outputs are right, and then the architects report to the designers and the structural engineers to make sure that the plan that they've created the elevation for is as per the plan. And so that keeps happening, and I need to go check on the execution and client meetings and managing and marketing as of now, and that's how it's going. They didn't ask me any questions back, so I'm assuming they were okay with that answer. And my last question was, I was asked, how much do you pay the people in your company? And I said, sir, a senior project manager gets 32K per month, and my least salary is paid at 12K per month, which is for a junior new joinee site supervisor. Again, I wasn't asked any questions about that. They were okay with that. And my interview was done, and I was asked to leave the room. I was smiling through the entire interview because I wasn't allowed to finish my sentences. And I think this is what stress interviews are, right? They keep bombarding you with questions, and there were a few points I would have loved to make, but then the topics kept changing so different, from YMBA to placements to reality of HR consulting to my company to communism to debating to about myself, and it just kept taking rounds. And so it was, and current affairs, and it was tough for me to put my foot down and say these are my points, and then we'll move on. These are my points, and then we'll move on. I was asked questions back and forth, and I kept answering them. So how do I think the interview went? I really don't know. I can't put my finger at a point and say this one aspect made my interview stand out or this one thing made my interview flunk. Because the topics kept changing so rapidly between, why an MBA to HR to the curriculum to HR consulting to communism to my company to about myself to about the organization of my company to how I pay them and current affairs, and it just kept taking rounds. So um, yeah, I but what I can say was I gave my interview with complete genuinity, and I feel like I did my best. I feel for the preparation that I've put in, I gave my fullest. I didn't shake or stammer. I smiled through questions that I didn't know, and I smiled through situations where I was locked with a question that I wasn't prepared to give an answer for. And I was humble about the answers that I didn't know, and I answered the ones that I did know. And I feel that is what you can do, right? Like you can just give it your best and hope things go well. So yeah, that's how my HR interview went, and I hope I come at Trichy because the campus is beautiful. I've spoken to alumni, and the way the college works and the opportunities I get there are beyond interesting to me. So that is one of the main reasons I chose Trichy for. So yeah, let's see. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna have to wait until results come out. But until then, I need to sit and buckle up and prepare more for my Code interview, which is on March 12th. So I'll be updating you about how my Code interview went too soon. Bye.